Welcome back to my channel, guys. This is Dennis from Simplify Investing. Today I want to talk about one of my favorite stocks in the stock market, Tesla. So if you're new here, I'd really appreciate if you hit the like button. And without any further ado, let's get started. So as you can see here, I brought up Tesla on Yahoo Finance. This right here is probably one of my biggest positions in my portfolio. So I just wanted to give a full disclosure. I do own this stock. But anyways, I started buying this stock before the split back in 2018. I think I paid somewhere about 232 was my cost basis. I did make it a pretty big position because I was pretty confident on what was going on with the company. I saw Elon's vision very early on, but Wall Street definitely doubted Elon tremendously. We did have the fanboys of Tesla who own Teslas and saw the beauty of it and how they progressed. I think one of the most significant parts of Tesla vehicles are that the updates, the over-the-air updates, which can really improve the cars over time. And I think the owners really saw that and believed in the company, right? You may buy a car in 2018 and it updates over time and it keeps improving the car. And that's completely opposite of any ICE vehicle like a GM or any other manufacturer. That just doesn't happen. You buy it and usually it just gets worse. It doesn't necessarily get better. So that's really something that caught my eye. Also, I did mention this in my Apple this stock video. I like choosing stocks that have people's very confident in their product, and that they're so confident in the product that they go and tell their friends about it. When you have a customer who won't shut up about their product, that's a great sign as an investor. That means that the company has a solid product. Now, one thing I did want to mention was that this company does not trade on fundamentals. As you can see here, the PE ratio is almost 1100 right now, which is just ridiculous. I personally don't believe in this valuation, but this company does not trade on a fundamentals basis. I do want to emphasize that. But with that being said, I did want to show you why Tesla just got getting slammed in 2018. As you can see, I pulled up this article, and back in 2018, they had 2 positive quarters of net income, and then they posted a $710 million net loss, and that just caused the stock to come down very heavily. I believe it hit 192 was its lowest. But I still saw the vision. And as I said, when you see a customer who believes so much in their product that they go out and tell other friends, I really like that. A few examples that I think of when I think about this is Amazon, Apple, and Lululemon. These all have cult following fans who just love their product so much that they're willing to pay a little bit extra in order just to feel the sensation of their product. Next up, again, I don't want to focus too much on the fundamentals. I just brought this up just because I thought it was pretty interesting. This is the Q2 of 2020. Automotive sales of $4 billion, so almost $5 billion, $4.9 billion. I think that's pretty impressive. Cost of revenue is a little significant, but I still think this company has a ton to grow. Right now, they're dealing with growth. One of their biggest issues that they're having is actually producing enough vehicles for their demand. If you want to scroll back up again, this is their balance sheet. You can see their assets. Their total current assets is about $15 billion. Their total current liabilities are about $12 billion. So they do have a positive current ratio, which I think is pretty significant to have, just because we are in a little bit of uncertain times right now. I know a lot of people are not necessarily looking to go out and buy a vehicle. So I think that's pretty important to keep in mind. But again, when you have Elon Musk as your CEO, you will never have issues raising money. I think that's really important to remember. Back in 2008, when the recession happened, Elon actually was raising money and he didn't really have too much trouble finding investors. And I think now in 2020, I think it'll be even easier for him to find investors in order to raise capital. Again, I do want to talk about the capital raise back in September 1st, 2020. As you can see, he announced a $5 billion capital raise. Now, short term, this definitely hurt the stock. I mean, nobody wants their shares to be diluted, right? And I think that's pretty bad for a company short term. But if you're looking at it long term, when there's a lot of uncertainty in the market, when we have the illness going around, I think it's pretty important to have a little bit of cash on hand. And I think it was really smart of Tesla and Elon to benefit from this after that the company's stock had just flown up so much, right? I mean, as you can see here, the company's stock has rose 500% in just 2020 alone. It's insane. And as you can see here, they actually did quite well. When they did announce this, it was at a $470 billion market cap, and as of right now, it's at 390. So I think that's something pretty interesting to keep in mind. Next up, I wanted to talk about Tesla's competition. They do have a few competitors. I think most of these are still have a lot of way to go with R&D. One of the biggest competitors that Tesla has is actually a company overseas, specifically in China. They are a publicly traded company. They're valued at about a $25 billion market cap. And as you can see here, I brought up their second quarter financial results, and they are losing a tremendous amount of money. They are, I think, a negative 44 EPS. So they are losing a lot, but as you can see, they're growing quite a bit. As you can see here, deliveries spiked from 3,800 to 10,000, but I'm assuming this is because of a partial shutdown due to the pandemic that's going on. But as you can see here, even if you compare it to quarter four, which usually is the best quarter for auto manufacturers, they even received a huge spike all the way to quarter two, which is a little bit after things were starting to get back to normal in China. So I think that's really important to keep in mind. I did just want to show you a brief picture of their vehicle. They're nice looking cars. I think this company has a lot to go, but they are one of the few companies in this field that are actually producing a product and actually have their technology together, while a lot of other startups just pretty much come out with just pictures and photoshops of their vehicles, and they announce these specs that they don't even know how they're going to get to. So I think that's important to keep in mind. Next up, there's another small competitor that was just announced earlier this month, September 9th of 2020, which is Lucid Air. Lucid was actually a battery manufacturer not too long ago, and they decided to switch over to an auto manufacturer. This company, in my opinion, still has a lot to prove. I mean, they do have a beautiful concept, but the specs that they're willing to announce for this vehicle is, I mean, really impressive. So as you can see here, they're top of the line. They want 1,080 horsepower. They want a 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds and a quarter mile in 9.9 seconds. Top speed of 168. And this is right here, like basically the top of the line. I think they're not necessarily targeting Tesla. They're targeting Audi e-tron, which is just Audi's electric vehicle, but it's just a top end vehicle of electric cars. And I believe Tesla just announced in Battery Day that they are coming out with the Tesla Model S Plaid. So I think this is going to compete directly with that. But again, there should be multiple battery sizes offered. Extended range right here is going to go all the way up to 517 miles, which is very impressive. But here's this price sheet, right? So as you can see, this is not an affordable car by any means. It's very much on the high end. The top tier is going to be starting at $169,000. It does have 465 miles, which is pretty impressive, especially for a company that doesn't have a vehicle on the road, but can say that they estimate a 465-mile range. And again, the horsepower that we previously talked about was 1,080 with a 0 to 60 to 2.5. And they say that they're going to come out and they're going to be available in quarter two of 2021. I think we just have to wait and see. I don't really believe this, but time will tell. Next up, I also wanted to talk about the Tesla factories, and they're also known as Giga Factories. First factory that was built by Tesla was over in Fremont, California. Just a quick little fun fact about Tesla's factory in Fremont. It was actually previously a GM factory prior to Tesla taking them over in 2009. So I just thought that was pretty interesting. They also have the second Tesla Gigafactory, which is going to be over in Nevada. This one's obviously a lot bigger. And then they also have another Gigafactory down in New York. But this is mostly in order for their solar side of the business. It's not really for building their cars. And this is located in Buffalo, New York. They do have a lot of plans about growing their footprint and their factories. This is one of the biggest things, one of the biggest factors for Tesla in order for them to hit the marks that they want to when it comes to production. Elon Musk has come out multiple times and sounded very confident when he said he can pull off 500,000 deliveries in 2020. So a part of this future growth of Tesla depends on how many gigafactories they can come out with. And I think that's something really important to talk about. So first off, they did announce that they're going to come out with a gigafactory in Berlin back in 2019. So hopefully this facility is expected to produce 500,000 cars per year for nearby markets. So I think that's pretty interesting, and they do expect it to be up and running by July in 2021. Next up is the Central U.S. He also did want to open up another gigafactory there. This one will be in late 2021. There's no really date, but he also did announce both Austin, Texas, and Oklahoma. These are both being built as we speak. I do believe this is where Austin, Texas is where the Cybertruck is going to be built. A few different rumors are going to be both Asia and the UK, just honorable mentions. Next up, I want to talk about this weird acquisition that Tesla did. There's a lot of controversy when it comes to this acquisition. For those who don't know, Tesla bought out SolarCity back in 2016 for $2.6 billion. And it was kind of a weird accusation because Elon Musk actually was the biggest shareholder of both companies. So it kind of was like him trying to bail himself out because SolarCity was on the verge of bankruptcy. Also, one of the founders of SolarCity was actually Elon Musk's cousin, but they tried to mold it into the company and try to make it work as much as they can. They came out with a strategic rationale. So as you can see here, the acquisition of SolarCity will create the world's only integrated sustainable energy company from energy generation to storage to transportation. Just as Tesla has demonstrated the superiority of electric vehicles, the Solar Roof and Powerwall 2 will transform energy generation and storage. So they've come out multiple times, and they obviously want the world to sustain on renewable energy. And I think this is just another way of them attacking that problem. They want to focus on energy generation and storage. Again, this is in 2016, the $2.6 billion deal, which a lot of people came out and said that they overpaid for the deal. And again, there's a little bit of controversy just because he's the biggest shareholder of both companies. And this, I just wanted to point out the power of Tesla. For those who don't know, when you open up a company and you're not from China and you want to open up a factory or expand your business to China, you actually do have to give part of your ownership of your company over to China. But Tesla was the first company to ever not do that. China actually wanted to work with Tesla and bring their factory there in order for them to build out their cars there and to fulfill the Chinese market. So this happened back in 2019, and they built out this factory in 10 months. So that's really, really quick for those who don't know, in order for them to build out a factory that fast. Lastly, I wanted to talk about Tesla's battery day. I think this is the most important part of this video because this definitely is going to determine the future of Tesla, and this is why I am so bullish on this company, and I might even double down on this stock. So again, every single year Tesla makes a battery day event, which they usually, this year was September 22nd, and what they do is they talk about their battery improvement in their R&D for the company. And for those who don't know, batteries is basically what keeps manufacturers, an electric and EV manufacturer, ahead of the game. Basically, the cheaper you can build a battery, the more affordable you can actually make your vehicles, and also the more profit margin that the company will be able to have. So I don't want to go too much into the science of the battery day because they did go into a lot of the nitty-gritty. But personally, I'm not a scientist and I'm not really well at understanding that. But he did sum it up in a way that you and I can both understand. So I did also highlight that. So as you can see here, all told, the series of advances will yield a 54% increase in range and a 56% decrease in dollar per kilowatt hour pack price, and a decrease in capital investment required for manufacturing. All of that is what was music to my ears when I listened to the Battery Day event. I think a lot of traders right now are focusing on this company short term, and that's not the way to look at this company. This company, if you're willing to hold it for a long period of time, is going to do extremely well. The reason why it's so volatile is because the company is very difficult to evaluate. If Tesla's able to pull off everything that they say they will, then this company is going to skyrocket. But if they fail, then it's probably going to not do so well. So all it is about execution. Elon Musk, for the past probably 3 years, has done very well with execution, and sentiment for this company has changed tremendously. Back in 2019, Wall Street started really liking this company. There was a lot of good press that come out in the media, and that's when really sentiment changed, and the stock just kept going up and up and up. This year in 2020, due to a lot of more retail investors entering the market, we saw this company being manipulated by just huge hedge funds and also a large influx of retail investors that were just speculating short term. And the company just kept being very volatile and just keep increasing. As I previously mentioned, this company went up 500% just this year. So I do want to keep that in mind. Short term, we're not really sure what's going to happen. If there's an overall systematic risk in the market with the election, all that stuff, this company will not do so well short term. But if you're looking at this for more than a year, more 2 years, this company will execute. Now, another thing that I do want to keep in mind is that Elon specifically went on Twitter and mentioned that all this will not take effect. All this benefit that he's talking about will not take effect until 2 to 3 years post. So we're looking at closer to 2022 and to 2023. So just think about that. It's going to require less capital investment, which is huge because the company needs less money to invest in order for them to produce the vehicle. And they're also going to be able to increase their range and lower the cost of their batteries tremendously. Also, another thing that he mentioned that I really caught my attention was that he wants to, he's not happy with the Model 3. He thinks the Model 3 isn't truly an affordable vehicle, and that he wants to come out with a $25,000 electric vehicle in the next 3 years. And he mentioned that it's going to be fully autonomous. He also did say that full self-driving is going to be released, like a beta version, within this next several months. That also seems pretty exciting and promising. Again, I just brought up these tweets over here. This was announced, as you can see, on September 21st, which is just a day before Battery Day. He did pretty much clarify that all this is long-term production, especially the Semi, the Cybertruck, and the Roadster, and that all this will reach high volume production until 2022, and that the company is going to be fully able to achieve all the things that they said during Battery Day by 2022. So again, if you're looking at this company long term, I really do believe this company is going to do really well. If they're able to produce more vehicles and the demand is able to hold up, I think this company is going to do really well. California also did announce that they're going to ban all ICE vehicles by 2035, which is going to benefit EVs, which is what Tesla is actually known for, which is great. But again, I would love to hear what you guys have to say in the comments down below. I'd really appreciate it, and hit that like button, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.